Welcome to
Hi, Crypto Carlos Fandango here again. Well, remember the other day from my video I was talking about the increase in hash rate and the lowering of wattage to make my RX580's mine Casper more efficiently. And shortly after that video I went shopping on eBay and I've bought another 3 RX580's, all around the sort of £100 price mark, which I thought was very reasonable, all boxed, so you know I've got possibility of resale if I need to in the future. One of the cards is going to match this one, the Sapphire in blue, so I've got another one to go alongside that, and the other two are just bog standard other manufacturers 580's. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to take my rig apart, give it a spring clean. It's getting very dusty in there on the motherboard, so I thought let's have a strip down, take all the components out, clean the GPUs, clean the motherboard. I've got some new cables and splitter cables that have got sleeves on them coming just to tidy things up, and I've also bought some sheaths to go round the PSU power supply cables as well, because it's getting a bit of a mess, so I thought it could all do with a tidy up. So I'm just waiting for the delivery of those 3 cards, but I'm going to strip this down in the meantime, clean everything up, and then we'll do an unboxing of the cards when they arrive, and then put them into the rig, get it all set up and get it all working in Hive OS again and see what we can get. No, don't worry, I'm not going to do an RPM and spin the fan wheels. Oh, I'll go on then. Right, beautiful sunny day here in England. It's like spring's arrived early. Sun is shining through the window, lovely. But unfortunately that shows up all the dust that was on my mining rig, which has now been fully emptied apart from the power supply and the motherboard, which I've cleaned on the frame. So everything's off and has been cleaned, ready for the arrival of the 3 new RX580 cards, which we'll have a look at in a minute. And so once they arrive, I'm just going to rebuild this with the new sort of braid covers I've got for the PSU cables and just tidy everything up. I've even taken the fans off because the fan cabling was a mess and needed sorted out. So this is one of the 5700 XTs. It's still in beautiful condition, as you can see, for a second-hand car, which cost me about, I think it was about £230–240. Good card. And we've got another one of those at the back, all cleaned up, and then that RX6600 that doesn't do a lot really, but it's in the rig. It'll make up the 8 GPUs when we get the other 3 arrived. And then that fantastic 3060 Ti there. What a beautiful card that is. And I've seen some videos online showing that you can get these 3060 Ti's for around $300 on eBay, which is an amazing price for a second-hand one, because they're about £469 new at the moment on eBay. And then here's the other RX580, that beautiful nitro in blue. It's quite a big card. I was a bit surprised actually at the size of these when the first one I got arrived, but still in fantastic working order, and it does the job. And then here's all the fans taken off, and as you can see, the cables on these, they're really terrible. They sort of just get in the way of everything. So I'm going to try and braid those up as best I can and just tidy them up on the rig. Motherboard's all been cleaned. The ASRock H110 Pro. It's a fantastic motherboard. I've had no problems at all with this. I think I did pay around £200 for it, but it's been a brilliant board. It's just given no trouble whatsoever. Loads of PCI-E ports on it. And this one came with the CPU and the RAM. And then I've got that SSD at the back there, you can just see mounted. That's left there as well. That's just a 128GB SSD. I think that was something ridiculous like £17 on eBay. But it's all you need for this job. And then the Integrator Mod XT 750 watt power supply there, which once again for $39.99 brand new has done the job fantastically. It's not very noisy at all. Here we have the riser cards taken out and cleaned. 8 capacitor riser cards. I've got some more upstairs of those that are going to be used for the rest of the GPUs when they arrive. And then this Lighton 1400 watt server power supply and breakout board, because that'll run all the GPUs, and I use the other power supply just for the motherboard. And then we've got our PCI to USB converters. Is the controller, the RGB controller for the fans, and here's all the USB cables and some other auxiliary cables which I'm probably not going to need, and then all the PSU cables, of which I'm going to cover these in these fire retardant sheaths, and I'll tell you about those when I start doing it. So that's everything ready for the arrival of the new cards. So I think we've got upstairs now, and I'll show you the cards that I've bought and the prices I've paid on eBay. And we'll also have a look at a projection to see what I think Casper is going to mine and at what wattage, and whether we're going to be any closer to break even with these 3 new cards. We'll have a see. Okay, let's have a look at these 3 RX580 cards that I've purchased recently on eBay. I thought I'd get 3 because I wanted to make the rig up to 8 GPUs in total, so it made sense. And I think I got them at a good price. I mean, these are good cards really. So I've paid, without postage costs, for this Sapphire AMD Radeon Nitro Plus 580, £110. And then we've got a Pulse RX580 as well. That was just £100. And then we've got the Sapphire Nitro Special Edition, the blue one, similar to what I've already got in the rig, slightly more at £115. So 3 very good cards there, and as you can see, I've only chosen ones where they look like they're in good condition. They've got the boxes with them. They look like they've been looked after. So that, you know, I've got potential for a resale should I want to, but I don't think so. I think I'll be hanging on to these cards for some time. So what I've done is I've had a look at my spreadsheet of Casper mining spreadsheet, and I've tweaked it slightly. I've put in details of another 3 580 cards, the ones that I've purchased, and for now what I've done is I've given them the same hash rate and wattage usage as I have on my existing Sapphire Radeon after putting those new overclocks on the other day that I got from was it Iggy Crypto and the Hobbyist Miner channel. So just a guesstimate for now. We're just gonna, you know, just see what happens if we can get the same performance out of these 3 new cards. We might get more hash rate, we might get less. It all comes down to the Silicon Lottery, doesn't it? But for now, we're just getting giving it a benchmark of what we're getting from the existing 580 card. So with the addition of those 3 into the rig, we're looking at pushing the hash rate up to a 1626.80. Total wattage, and this is not at the wall wattage, there is a little bit more tacked on, so 547 is what we should be getting for the cards, the 8 cards in the rig. I tack on another 162, which is what comes roughly out of the other power supply, motherboard, all those sort of things. So we're looking at, you know, it's around about 600-700, just over 700, isn't it? So I've used some online calculators to find out what amount of Casper coins I can expect to mine with my total hash rate per day, and it's coming out at 129. And then I've got a figure here which is the single amount of Casper mined per megahertz per megahash, sorry. and that's used in my calculations here. So at the top we've got electricity costs, very high, as I said, almost 36 pence per kilowatt hour. That's how many coins I can mine in an hour, 5.38 with this 8 GPU rig. Current Casper price as of this moment in time is just under half a pence. So per hour you can mine 0.02 pence of Casper value. As I said, that's the additional wattage that's getting tacked on to there to do the electrical calculations. So I use 0.709 kilowatts per hour to run this rig. That's costing me 25 pence in electric costs for 1 hour. And then you can see it recalculates it for 24 hours. So in 24 hours it cost me £6.10 to run this rig, which is very expensive, and a week, and a month, and whoa, a year. We won't be doing that. So what I've done is put an extra little section at the bottom here, which I can play around with. This last line, which allows me to say, right, if I ran it per day for just 6 hours, what's my profit or loss going to be? Because you can see with the electric costs and with what I'm mining, if I ran it for 24 hours, it's going to lose me £5.47 a day. Now I can't really afford to carry that cost, electricity cost, every day. It's a little bit too high. Hence why I said in previous videos that I mine Casper pretty much just for 1 day a week. I actually do it 4 days a week at 6 hours. So I run it from 6 till 12 in the morning till the midday. 4 days a week. Very strict on that. And as you can see, doing that on this new rig, it will cost me £1.37 to run the rig. I'm making a loss of £1.37 after electric costs, but that's not as bad as running it 24/7, which I don't do at the moment anyway. So with the addition of the 3 other cards, mining for those 6 hours a day is going to cost me £1.37 a day, which I can pretty much live with at the moment. Hopefully Casper price will go up. Not sure what's going to happen to electricity costs in the UK. After March it looks like they're going to increase the price cap, so we're going to take a bigger hit. I'm thinking we're going to see this move into the late 40s, probably around 48 pence per kilowatt hour, which will be devastating. And you know, I'll have to re-look at things then, and maybe just go back to mining 3-4 days a week, 6 hours. But looking at this, it's going to cost me £1.37 if I mine for 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's a lot more acceptable. I can manage that, and that's probably what I'll do for the meantime until March, until we know where we stand. So let me know in the comments what you think of my spreadsheets, because I'm thinking of offering you one, because I find it quite handy. I have tabs for all the different coins that I mine, so I have a different setup for each coin that I mine, so I can put the different hash rates and wattage I'm getting from the cards mining that coin, and it obviously auto calculates all this for me based on the current Casper price, which I have on this income sheet here. So I have all the prices going in on here, and they're fed into the sheet automatically. And so what I was thinking of doing was doing a knock-up of this sheet for you guys, if you think you'd find it useful, GPU mining, where you can fill in your own rig, your own GPUs, the hash rates and wattage you're getting, and have it auto calculate for you based on your electric costs. So on my cost sheet here I have that electrical cost per kilowatt hour, and it feeds it into each sheet as well automatically. And as I said, not that I have mined Neoxa or Ravencoin for some time, because of the lack of profit doing it, but you can see I've got a sheet for every card. So let me know in the comments if you'd like me to put together a blank one of these that you can download and utilize yourself if you find it useful, and I'll do that. So that's the end of this video, part 1. Part 2 will be when we unbox those 3 580 cards that are arriving, hopefully early next week. I'm expecting them all here by Tuesday or Wednesday, as well as the additional cabling that I'm going to require, and then we'll unbox those and rebuild the rig, and then actually go back into Hive OS, configure it, and see what we're getting. But until then, I hope you subscribe, I hope you click the notification icon so you know when that next video goes up, and I'll see you next time.